Alright guys, so today I'm seeing Patriots Day. Here's Split. I want to see Split so bad, but not gonna. I'm gonna see it next week with my friends probably. But I was supposed to see Patriots Day last week, but I couldn't last week, so I got up in the morning. We came to the early matinee, 10 a.m. matinee. Let's get in. Alright guys, so I finally saw Patriots Day. I was dying to watch this movie. Yeah. I was just dying to watch this movie, and I'm really glad I saw this movie. So, let's just get to my review. This movie is based on a true story of the tragic event that happened back in April 15th of 2013. There was a really big marathon going on when two bombs went on, of course, killing several people and injuring a ton of people. Mark Wahlberg is the police in this movie. We have John Goodman, who's a commissioner in Boston, and Kevin Bacon, who is a FBI special agent. Them and a ton of other policemen and FBI agents basically just gathered together to find out what happened in this event. And most of us know this story because it recently happened, like almost 4 years ago. And we know the story to this. Two assholes just put two bombs into the Boston Marathon, of course killing people. And it's just really hard thing to think about. So if I just kind of start to like slow down, it's just that it's just kind of a hard thing to think about, especially when it recently just happened a few years back. Let's start with the acting in this movie. Mark Wahlberg is fantastic in this movie. This is the third movie he works on with Peter Berg as director. He worked on Lone Survivor, which was a very good movie, and recently Deepwater Horizon, which I really liked that movie. But I think that out of the three, this one is the best. And Peter Berg is going to direct another movie with Mark Wahlberg, except this one's going to be an action movie, not based on a true story. But his performance was very believable in this movie, and you really bought his performance. He was great. Just get straight to it. Everyone was great. J.K. Simmons, John Goodman, Kevin Bacon, Michelle Monaghan. I thought that she did really good in this movie. Also, everyone in this movie provided a fantastic performance. I'll just leave it at that, so I just don't have to go through each and every character. They just all did fantastic. I love what the director did with this movie. He did a really smart thing. He basically combined the scenes that he shot with the actors and some real footage of the things that happened on that day. So there were a few scenes where the bomb set off. It was like literally like real footage of when the actual bomb set off, and they combined that into this movie, and it's just kind of like a documentary style, and I just love that. It's just fantastic the way he did it. This movie is very well written. It has some fantastic dialogue, and it's just a really good script. Now, I couldn't believe when my friends that watched this movie before me said that this movie was really disturbing. I watched this movie for myself, and this comes from a guy who is not at all sensitive to really violent R-rated movies. And that really doesn't disturb me, but I watched this movie and I was really disturbed out of my mind, because you see all this, like, what really makes this disturbing and what made it disturbing a lot for me was that this actually happened. Blood everywhere, dead children, dead people, missing limbs. Literally a scene where this woman is on one side and her legs on the other side. It's just disturbing, and it's a really hard thing to like watch and think about. Aside from all the disturbing things, this movie has some heart into it, and I really do mean that, because there's a message in this movie about bravery and how even from like the darkest moments, there are some people that are brave enough to try to find these two terrorists, and some people know what they're getting themselves into. But especially there's this one particular character in this movie that actually gets caught by one of the terrorists, and he like has the smart move to like escape, and actually has the balls to do it. It's just wow. Um, there are really brave people out there in the world, and this like the story in this movie is really about cooperation, bravery, and cooperation of how everyone in Boston cooperated to find these two people, and it truly is a fantastic like message, and we really need that right now because really a lot of people are just like, with all this, I'm gonna bring politics into this, but I just don't want to like get into a political argument about this. But this type of movie is really needed nowadays because, again, the whole thing about cooperation and bravery. I mean, this whole election thing brought most of us apart, and we just need to learn to cooperate. I know I'm using that word a lot, but to work together again, and that's what this movie is really showing you. I think I'm done talking about everything about this movie. I think I went through everything, especially when you're thinking about this movie. It's really hard to think about what happened in this movie. And this movie is truly a very important film. It should really do way better in box office than it did. This movie is fantastic. I love this movie. It's almost a perfect 10, but I just kind of give it below because I just can't really give it a 10. But this movie, yes. Now, on to my rating. I'm going to say that in my rating system, this movie is a full price worthy, but in a letter grade, this movie is an A. As much as this is a hard movie to watch, I'll still be buying the Blu-ray for this movie because, again, the whole message about like the bravery and all that, it's really worth buying the Blu-ray. And if you're sensitive to blood and all that, I do not suggest watching this movie in theaters, but I do suggest renting this movie on streaming or on Redbox when it comes out. So, yeah, definitely watch this movie. It's fantastic. Please do watch this movie and support it. Don't watch it illegally. Just, it deserves your money. This movie's fantastic. And this movie counts as a 2016 movie, so I was just waiting to see this movie to make my best list of 2016, which might come out sooner, in a few weeks, because I still need to watch more 2016 movies, so I'm sorry I'm taking long on my best list of 2016, because I still need to watch Manchester by the Sea, Nocturnal Animals, and Moonlight. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Have you guys seen Patriots? If you guys thought about it, please let me know what you guys thought about it. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.